Welcome to the grand unveiling of Duke TV, where entertainment meets innovation. Join us as we embark on a thrilling journey of captivating content. I am Lydia Ajayi, reporting for a Code blog. Welcome to the grand unveiling of Duke TV, an exciting new venture in online television. This event is a testament to the power of innovation and the critical role media plays in our society, especially during volatile economic times. The event began with the arrival of esteemed guests and notable figures such as the Onikogbo of Ikugbo, Oba Engineer Nuruddin Osoja, Honorable Tobun Abiodun, and representative of the Alara of Ilara. Their presence added a touch of grandeur to the proceedings, highlighting the significance of this event.
Welcome to Duke Online TV. This is the launching, official launching of Duke Online TV. I am Princess Olauni Jegede. I'll be anchoring with Okay, okay, happy to be around the Rabbi. So welcome, we're going to hang on it together. Tabati wan ki Ọlọ́run ọba ká máa kí àwọn èèyàn. Ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́kọ́ kí àdániwáyé gbígbéni kí àwo má ṣe gbé àwo bí àtẹ ìlẹ̀kẹ̀. Ẹni ńlá tí ń ṣòun ńlá iná ńlá tí ń jogbòrò.
وعلى آله ومنقبله ومقداره ياسين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين الحمد لله رب العالمين.
The highlight of the event was a keynote lecture delivered by Mr. Tunde Jakonde, CEO of LG News Academy. His talk focused on the role of the media in a volatile economic climate, a topic of utmost relevance in today's rapidly changing world. Mr. Jakonde's lecture was not just informative but also highly engaging and interactive. He discussed how media can serve as a beacon of truth and a platform for education, accountability, and empowerment during economic uncertainties.
Called the fourth aspect of the year, and that is to underscore the importance of the media in society. The media is basically a platform for information dissemination, and in any society at all, information dissemination is key. It's key for a whole lot of reasons. It pivots the culture of that society. It reflects how society will galvanize itself to the next level, individually and collectively.
We want to explore the role of media in this volatile economy we have found ourselves in.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Presented today at the auspicious and historic ceremony of the opening of Duke Online TV and of course the studio equipment. I'd like to recognize all our traditional rulers, especially foremostly the Oba of Ogbulu, His Royal Majesty Oba Engineer Nuruddin Osoja. Kabisi, you're welcome, sir. I would also like to welcome somebody that I've known for a long time, whom I have the deepest respect for, who I dare say is one of those that have been shaping the direction of Lagos State for decades now. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome my friend, Honorable Tobun, representing the good people of Ekpe. I would like to recognize all the VIPs in the house. Even though the CEO of Duke TV, my friend and brother, Mr. Gabadin Olabodi, sent the invitation to me just 2 days ago, and I'm scheduled to travel to Kenya today, I had no option than to rearrange my plans and accommodate this. When you talk about the media is simply the plural of medium. It's just simply the plural of medium. The word media broadly describes all channels, platforms of communication, from printed papers to digital data. Media comprises news, the arts, educational content, and any form of information that can reach or influence people. Media include television, radio, books, magazines, and the internet lately. The key feature of the media is the dissemination of information to people. When I say people, I mean more than one person, because if you are disseminating information to one person, it is simply a conversation. The history of dissemination of information can be traced back to ancient times. It goes as early as 3000 century before Christ to 500 after Christ. In this era, you had oral tradition, written records, and messengers were used to communicate news and information. In other words, in that era, what was used as a mode of transmission was simply oral tradition, which means pamphlets and printed media came into being sometime between the 1500 and 1800 after Christ. Now, electronic media began sometime in the 18th century to the 20th century. Electronic media. The invention then was the telegraph, radio, television, and of course the internet in the 2000s. This development transformed the way information was disseminated, making it faster and more accessible. The digital medium from 2000 to present gave rise to social media, online news platforms like what Duke TV Online is joining, and citizen journalism. This has further transformed the media landscape. In essence, what we're trying to say is that from the year 2000, the introduction of the internet, characterized by what they call the new media, where you have TikTok, Facebook, and all, changed the entire landscape of information dissemination. Basically now, it is almost as if everybody, one way or the other, is a medium on its own. So you find that somebody, one single individual, can have a medium transmitting to the globe, and it could have maybe 300 million views or 500 million views, and the traditional media like television stations, radio stations will not even have up to 200 or 100 views. I don't know if you're with me, if you understand that. We can also take a casual peek into the history of information dissemination in Nigeria, because that is from a global perspective. Now in Nigeria, pre-colonial era, before the 18th century, we also had the oral tradition, the drumming, and other forms of non-written communications which were used to disseminate information. And during the colonial era, we began from the 18th century to 1960. The British, our colonial masters, introduced the print media with the first newspaper, the Lagos Times, which was established in 1880. Post-independence era, which is 1960 to 1980, government began to play a very significant role in media development, establishing the Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation and the News Agency of Nigeria, NAN. Liberalization era, that began from the 1980 to the 2000s. The government relaxed its grip on the media and allowed for private ownership and the establishment of independent newspaper, radio, and television stations. Because I remember when I was in NCA, NTA was owned by Nigerian government, and then we used to be the only television station in Nigeria, and almost everybody got their information from the NTA. As a matter of fact, when it was 9 o'clock network news, almost every Nigerian had to tune in to get information about the country from NTA. And it is what NTA said that people will generally believe, because there are no other alternatives to listen to. And so if NTA was telling you a lie or untruth, you would generally get what believe, because you do not have any alternative that is telling you otherwise. And government capitalized on this by using it as for a lot of propaganda, you know, and people just swallowed it hook, line, and sinker. And that's, at that point in time, even though I'm a product and beneficiary of the Nigerian television, or say it was dark ages in terms of information dissemination, because there are a lot of problems that accumulated that we are now trying to deal with stemmed from that era, because people did not know. Quickly talk about something. When you get into NTA back then, when we were the only television station, there was an in-house rule. It was unwritten. Now, if you go out on the field to report a story, and let's say Ganifa Emi was very, very active at that point in time, and Ganifa Emi never minces his word. This government is inhuman. This is, it says it the way it is. Now, if you go and cover that event, you're not going to come and report and say, the very human rights lawyer Ganifa Emi said the government is useless. You're not going to report it. You will just say something like, the foremost human rights activist Ganifa Emi has advised the government to do this and do this and that. So you are now changing the words, modifying the words, not to say exactly the way he said it. No editor is even going to read the script if you're right. But you find out that in contemporary television stations, they would even just they will capture it and play it the way he said it. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So that is the difference between the organization of the media and the government hold on the media. I hope you understand what I'm saying. An important responsibility of the media is to disseminate information that impacts social cohesion, cultural and traditional preservation. I think that is self-explanatory. The role of the media is to educate, inform, and entertain readers or listeners through accurate and balanced news reporting, features, and analysis. The media may play a significant role in influencing public opinion, and so should be a vehicle to promote economic development, unity, and peace. Let me just explain this here. You have what you call trained journalists. A trained journalist basically understands the rudiments of news reporting. And part of the rudiments of news reporting is that your stories must be balanced. It must be fair. It must be accurate. You must confirm from your sources before you transmit or before you publish. It is totally unfair for you to talk to people about their posts, about being responsible when they post things on social media, because the implications are always very, very negative for the society. Social media has caused genocide. Social media has caused big problems even in other countries, which now leads to the question, should social media be regulated or not? You all remember when the chief of staff to the president, Honorable Femi Gajabela, said that it is imperative for government to do restrictions on social media. Almost all the youths went up. Our only joy. But you realize that the social media, which is their only joy, is causing a whole lot of problems. And there is no way, there is no how that there have to be regulations on the social media. If it's not now, definitely it will be in the future. And if you are following America, you see that already there are plans to ban TikTok. You see our young ladies, our young girls turning social media basically into a channel for prostitution. They are basically nude. Some will be braless and take their phone numbers so you can reach them, and all this kind of stuff.
Would you still advise that there should be a regulation by the government on the use of social media in Nigeria?
I mean, if it's not now, it will be later. We can't continue like this. It's not possible. Because everybody has access to social media. People with different background. If a young lady comes out braless and all that, the first thing you wonder is, where's the person's parents? What about the aunties, the uncles? What role, you understand, are they playing? Do you understand? So if it continues like this, it cannot continue like this. It definitely cannot. So government eventually have to step in. Eventually, regulation will step in because the owners of these social media platforms, which are called the new media, they are not responsible. They are the ones that are supposed to edit and restrict some of these things, but they are not doing it. Do you understand? So it is now a responsibility of government, do you understand, to step in. Either through the Nigerian Broadcasting Commission, but the government will eventually need to step in.
Thank you, sir.
The audience was deeply involved, asking questions and participating in discussions, making this session both lively and thought-provoking.
That reporting and combining both political news and economic news, how do you ensure accuracy and balance? Because in most cases, the problems most of these media houses have are there. They usually tag them to maybe, for instance now, if you are close to maybe a political party where you are reporting a political news. So people tend to look at, where is it coming from? Which political party is it supporting? So in reporting now, how do you ensure that your news are accurate and not a balanced news, so that they will not tag you?
That the taste of the pudding is in the eating. I think in the course of time, when people watch us dish out what we do and see they see our direction, where you escape suspicion of bias, having been affiliated with one political organization or the other. But there is this principle thought that where you cannot speak the truth, you keep quiet. Don't join falsehood. On Duke TV, we will never, ever do anything of such. But we don't have control over the impression of people, except that in the course of time, they will understand us better. Thank you very much.
Following the lecture, the floor was opened for contributions to support the mission of Duke TV. The generosity of attendees was overwhelming, with many stepping forward to make donations. These contributions are crucial for Duke TV to continue its mission of providing high-quality, impactful content.
My organization, what we do is we promote good governance and excellence in public administration. And what we do is basically organize seminars and workshops that has to do with leadership and public administration. We've hosted over 150 seminars and workshops in and outside the country. And Mr. Kabadin here has attended virtually more than 10 of these seminars either as a facilitator or as a guest. As a matter of fact, there was one time, he may not remember, that was about 4 years or 5 years ago. I think he traveled, they just came that day. And we were really low at that point in time because we spent a whole lot of money and all that. And he just came and said, I know the community, blah, 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 blah. This is the only thing I brought when I came back with $100 and he just gave it to us that very day. A round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, I urge all of us to support what is great, what is good in our capacity, in whatever capacity that we can. We do not have to spend 2 million or 1 million naira to show support. In whatever capacity that we can, let us support this organization so that they can achieve the excellence that they've set out to be.
That's what I promised him, that we are with him, we will continue to support him. And it's a house that we're going to build together. So today, just because of this occasion, and to indicate that commitment that I made earlier, that I'm reiterating today, we'll support it today with the modest sum of 200,000 naira.
Yes, I'm king in local states. So I believe
covering Lagos and
beyond. Okay. So with this, we'll be supporting with the sum of 200,000.
A small idea has been actualized.
Yes, exactly.
And today we thank God for His mercy. And for that, I want to join the others to give a token amount. But we take it with joy because of the love that is attached to it. So I support the Duke TV online with 100,000.
The event concluded with a heartfelt vote of thanks from Honorable Olabode Gabardine, CEO of Duke TV. He expressed his profound gratitude to all the guests, donors, and supporters who made the day a resounding success. His words underscored the commitment of Duke TV to be a leading platform for news, entertainment, and education.
I cannot count the number of times that you are either in a meeting with the governor or with all these big orders, and because you are equally very big. But you have an advantage that me I respect a lot. You are a professional, and you did not drop that professionalism. It is still very much in you because you continue to professionalize. And God will not take it away from you. Thank you so much for coming, Kabisi.
And so, as the curtain draws on this memorable day, we look forward to the bright future of Duke TV, a future where stories come to life and where the media continues to play a pivotal role in the shaping of our world. Welcome to the future of online television. Welcome to Duke TV.
We want to advise Duke TV to always pick a genuine news and the actual thing that happened and to report any event according to the way it was so that it will make a difference from other stations. My advice to Nigerians in general is, as we pass through the hard time, is to exercise more patience and to believe in Nigeria that everything will still be all right with time. Thank you.
ọ̀rọ̀ ìyànjú tí mo máa sọ fún Duke TV ni pé kí wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́ wọn bí iṣẹ́ kí wọ́n máa gbé àwọn fake news fún wa kí wọ́n lè wà recognize láwùjọ. Ọlọ́run á ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́ nítorí pé àṣìṣe òun nìkan kọ́ ló máa ṣiṣẹ́ àtàwọn tó máa ṣiṣẹ́ Ọlọ́run á ràn wọ́n lọ́wọ́ wọn á lè iléeṣẹ́ náà lè gbèrú dáadáa. Inú mi dùn púpọ̀ torí wípé kí èèyàn tó lè ro orí kó tó dárú iléeṣẹ́ báyìí sílẹ̀. Adẹ̀bẹ̀ Ọlọ́run ọba Elédùmarè wípé dídásílẹ̀ tó ń dásílẹ̀ lẹ́nu Ọlọ́run ọba Elédùmarè á jẹ́ kó gbòòrò sí i. Ṣùgbọ́n nǹkan tí àwọn èèyàn kan máa ń fẹ́ ni pé news tó bá ti jẹ́ òtítọ́ tí Ọlọ́run ọba Elédùmarè á dẹ̀ fún wọn ṣe àtàwọn tó máa bá wọn ṣiṣẹ́ ń bí.
Yeah, Commissioner Gabardine is like a father to me. So most times when I call him uncle, he'll be like, no, baba anymore. So yeah, so I like him so much. I think for this Duke Online TV, it's a passion for him. So I wish him well to have come up with this idea, and I believe it's going to be a success. More so, it's a success already. I don't believe Duke TV will get it wrong because Commissioner Gabardine is a public figure. I believe him to have gotten his facts right. More so, yes, even though there's entertainment section, I know it talks. There are so many educative sections also. So I don't believe he's going to engage in such. In 5 years to come, I see Duke TV above just online TV. So I see more establishment to also accommodate the physical TV stations and the likes of the ones we know about.
My congratulatory message will be a bit lengthy one. You see, my brother has always been an achiever, and it's through his relentless effort that we are here today. I wish to congratulate him for making an idea a reality, because the idea that came into his mind today is making it a reality. And I want to congratulate him for that. And I also want to pray that Almighty Allah puts his barakah on all of this, so that in a few months from now, we will be well known all over Nigeria, inshallah. Well, you see, his nature as a person is never economical with facts, with the truth. I would just say he should be a little bit more diplomatic. But even at that, I will still prefer him to keep on saying the truth, because at the end of the day, the truth will come out on top.
Well, I've been here before now to see, this studio, and to also, celebrate with him, to congratulate him on this yet another achievement. He's done so many things in his lifetime that we have witnessed. So, of course, we are witnessing now that one. We congratulate him. I wish him, a lot more achievement. I trust that, he's a very focused man, because there'll be many more. And I wish Duke TV, a lifetime of success and expansion. And I really pray that it's going to be one of those companies that will be built to last, and that generations after time will inherit. And the studio will turn into a major broadcast network and station, and it will continue to expand. I know that the promoter of Duke TV is a man of integrity. He doesn't do speculations. He's someone that will, find out the facts before going public. So my advice to him and to other, members of the fourth realm of the institution is to not rush to be the first to report the news. Really, it's not important. What is important is that you are reporting facts, you have done your job, and people should trust that anything that is reported on your channel is the truth, and it will be indisputable. That is more important than being the first to break the news. So people should, even when you have information, take your time, check, double check, be sure, because look, some of these things border on people's reputation, but as it could damage people. And most of the time when you release an information to the public, even when you are correcting it afterwards, it might be too late. So be conscious, be professional, and do all these things with the fear of God. So, and I trust that Duke TV will do same.
Well, as we all know that the medias are the image makers, and we usually refer to them as the fourth realm of the estate. And based on that, we are expecting them to come up with facts, figures, as investigated and confirmed to be true. So what we advise Duke TV is to ensure that you uphold professionalism in journalism and ensure that whatever it reports is nothing but the truth and the facts, not based on sentiment or sponsored publications, or you understand. So we know Duke, we know Chief Olabode Gabadin to be a very straightforward, honest, a prolific writer. But as he's establishing and launching his TV today, we are here to felicitate with him, to jollificate with him, to encourage him to start on a better pedestrian. And we believe he's going to live up to expectation. And we pray that the business will blossom to become a very great one. You understand? So I want to encourage him to continue to do what he knows how to do best and to ensure that he's sincere and is straightforward. Yes, we know that media sometimes misrepresents and misinformed members of the public. Yes, we still have some media houses who are living above the board and who don't compromise standard. This is what we are urging our friend, our brother, to join. Those that are doing journalism with credibility. And we believe it will not flutter, it will not tarry, and they want to encourage him to do more, so that all of us will be proud that when the Duke TV is being launched, we were there, and when it's going to be 10, 15, 20 years, in a more bigger apartment that belongs to him, not rented one, we shall be proud to say, yes, this is our own. Who started when we were there, somewhere off Allen. Yes, so, but by God's grace, he will do, he will perform. And you can attest to it that he's a man of integrity and he's a man that is credible and that can lead the media flanks in all facets. So I congratulate him on behalf of my family, on behalf of the good people, even the naughty ones in Ekpe Constituency 1. I congratulate Chief Olabode Gabadin, Duke TV. Yes, you know, the role of the media in the volatile economy, you cannot over-stress it or dwell on it. We all know that the community is very volatile. People are waiting for just small misinformation that will trigger unrest. So media has a role to play. So that's why I said he must give reports on what is true, sincere, not on sentiment. Because when you trigger problems, you may find it very difficult to quash. So based on that, media has a major role to play. So a media man must be up and doing. You know the environment is very volatile. People are looking for cheap opportunity to cause mayhem, to cause disharmony, to cause problem within the community. So if media inform people, people will rely on their information and cause disharmony within the community. Media has a major role to play. They can misinformed and they can appropriately informed. They are the catalyst between the people, the led, and the leaders. So if they misinform them, then they too will pay for it. And if they inform properly, then we all have cause to glorify God and jollificate together. Community is full of, especially when people are hungry. An angry man is an angry man. So any information that you give that is not true, you lead the community into problem. And you know what happened during the SARS? When the media misinformed the people that more than enough people have died, whereas truly we could not lay hands on any corpse.
You understand? So, and you know what happened? They started burning things, started causing mayhem, destruction, and everything. We are still not out of it till today. So I know Duke will not join the bandwagon of those who misinform members of the public because of his track record and his credibility.
I'm not surprised, about my brother. He's always been very dogged, very hardworking. He's always been the kind of person that knows what he wants and go ahead and whichever way possible, get it. So Duke TV Online is not a surprise. But I commend him because sometimes when you taste government appointments, when a lot of people taste government appointments, because of the easy money, you understand, and the easiness of that position, they find it hard to do something else. Do you understand what I'm saying? But not Olabode. He's going out, going into private business, trying to do something nice, and this is a very historic event, and I congratulate him. I follow Duke TV. Some of the interviews, live studio interviews that you had, I watched them, and all that. The one with the Honorable Tobun and this man from Lasako. I follow some of the things, and I follow what Mr. Olabode keeps saying, and he's saying that Duke TV has built a foundation for responsible journalism, and I take that very seriously because considering what we see around us in terms of social media, in terms of blogs and everything, you just get stories that are totally fictitious, So I believe that Duke TV will be different and will try to set standards that people will have to talk about and follow. So I have high expectations for Duke TV. I think 99.9% of the Gen Zs, what gives them joy is the social media, positively or negatively. So any attempt to try to regulate it will be interpreted as if you are assaulting them or you are trying to take away that voice. But if it continues like this without control, it will affect you, it will affect me, it will affect the society. If it doesn't affect my daughter, it will affect your dad or your brother or something. It will affect somebody's daughter. You can see somebody that's a pastor or clergyman or responsible person. They just tell you that they saw your daughter in TikTok exposing her privates and all those kind of stuff. So if there are no regulations to social media, one way or the other, it's going to bounce back. It's going to affect us. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't know how that's going to be possible, but trust me, we cannot continue like this.
It comes in two ways. One is a natural flair. Journalism is something I just find myself loving to do with passion at all times, and this dated back for decades. But more, what actually informed this is the need to intervene in what I call modern-day irresponsible journalism, especially as social media offers, the way the guest speaker, enunciated. If you are following the trend, you know that these days, the way people abuse the media, sometimes I tell whoever that is beside me that how can government be so, sorry to use the word, careless to allow this kind of thing to happen? Because when the implication manifests, everybody will be affected. What does it take to trigger a revolution, to trigger a mayhem, as we have even witnessed in recent past? Imagine what happened in Lagos in 2020, called ESAS. Imagine that being sustained for like 1 month. What will have become of Lagos? And how many places do we know it will have spread to? Are you with me? So we need to be responsible when dishing out information. And that's why I come up with what we call information management. You manage information. It doesn't just go out the way it is, in a way that it does not affect the society negatively. And I want to draw strength from this, from one Yoruba popular saying I heard. The day I first heard it, I was shocked. to the marrows, that what kind of a statement is it? But when I process it, I know there's reason. He said, the truth that will set a nation ablaze, don't say it. The falsehood that will put it at peace, please do. Because you are not spreading the falsehood for the sake of falsehood. It's to ensure that the society is stable, and it's only in a stable environment that progress can manifest. So part of the reason why I've come on board is to lead by example. That, like somebody was asking me about bias, that even if the other person is not your friend, be fair to him when it comes to reportage. Say it as it is. The worst scenario is keeping quiet. If you are not able to say the truth, then you keep quiet. But don't ever switch to the side of falsehood. So I want to be. They also notice some lacuna. I know there are a lot of opportunities that are available in government, in organizations, that people are not aware. So even such as loans, such as scholarship, such as tourism, agriculture. There are a lot of facilities. For example, I'll give you the example of BOI, Bank of Industry, owned by the federal government. They loan people money. If you have good business narrative to offer, and you can meet up with their little requirements, and you can be patient, they'll give you. And it's reasonable, and the payback is friendly. There are also scholarships. As I speak to you, there are 1,001 scholarship program going around with government, with organizations, with countries. You just need to be averagely brilliant to merit, collecting it. But how do people pursue it if they are not aware? So we want to start highlighting things like this, bringing it to the fore. Then recognizing creativity in people and highlighting them as well. So these and a host of other things is what we intend to do and play our own role in journalism. Like I said the other time, your job will speak for you. I think that's the only hope. I understand what you're saying. There are 1 million media, private, individual. So the competition is very stiff. So how do we break through? God will see us through. God will see us through. As long as we keep to ethics and standard, our work will speak for us. For those who, as you put it, who cannot speak the truth, what somebody does not have, he cannot give. It is an individual thing. The way you are as an individual, that is what will reflect even in your job, in your professionalism, in your practice. What you are as an individual will reflect. That we should not reward falsehood with praises, with wealth. We should not. And if we choose to do, so be it. So it's society. But permit me to say this. The way I look at, especially the ones you call bloggers, I don't know if you used to listen to them. What comes out of their mouth, I just wonder how this is possible. Because we have laws concerning defamation, we have laws concerning libel. Those laws are there, and we violate them on a daily basis. And without deterrence, nobody will be deterred. Without deterrence. So government has a role to play along that. It's not about settlement. If you run foul of the law, let the law take its course.
Thank you so much for joining us on this grand unveiling of Dukes TV. Join us next time for another yet exciting event. Remember to follow us on all social media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Echohot Blog. I am Lydia Ajayi. See you next time.